Welcome to the 11th episode of PluginIndia Show. I am Amit and
I am Raphae.
And post-lockdown, we're back in action and we are going to talk a lot about EV industry analysis with you. And just to make sure, I have to tell you this, that this show and all our previous shows have been brought to you by our amazing Patreon and YouTube members. This helps us keep EV industry analysis absolutely neutral for you.
And if you're supporting us using Patreon or using the YouTube channel membership, then you get access to our Discord server. Now this allows you direct access to the Plugin India team members, and you can even interact with us while we are doing our shows.
So Rafi, there has been a big valid criticism in the electric scooter market nowadays that the designs have been resembling a lot of these iconic brands like the Italian Vespa and other large brands.
Yes, Amit, that is definitely a valid criticism. And what has happened is mainly due to the fact that recently in 2016-2017, many of these electric scooters were 100% CKDs or knockdown kits, which were procured from China. And in China, IP infringement is a big thing. Lots of the designs were copied, these famous scooters that were copied. And the R&D teams of those Chinese companies would copy the designs of the popular models without any care.
Yeah.
And these IP infringed designs then found their way into the Indian market.
So Rafi, do you think the situation is actually improving now?
Certainly, Amit, especially because of the FAME 2 guidelines, what's happening is that requires the company to have a large part of their product manufactured in India. And we can see that the frames, the parts of the chassis, you can see that the DC-DC controller, battery packs, they are being made in India itself.
Wow.
And these companies prefer to do this because localization means costs will come down, they have more control over the process, they're able to do better in terms of sales, after-sales service. There are certain things like the mold, the plastic molds for the bodies themselves and the cells. They are still being bought in from China.
Right.
And we can see that the larger companies, like for instance Hero Electric, Okinawa, they are trying to make a localized version of their scooters.
Right.
It's very hard for such big companies to copy designs because sooner or later they are going to be caught. But having said that, there are many smaller companies which are flying under the radar and they are getting 100% CKD kit from China and pushing that off into the market. So things are changing. That's true. It's not 100% yet, but we do notice that there is a shift in the market.
Right. So all you electric scooter companies, please be aware that you have to take care of your design and the intellectual property, and you cannot mess around with that.
That's true.
So Raphae, moving on to our Indian EV news section, and the first news is about a giant automotive company called Honda, who is actually telling us, suing the Hero Electric. Hero Electric's Dash scooter has infringed the design of its Move scooter, particularly in the following areas. Front lights, if you look at the side-by-side picture, you can clearly see the front light has the same design. So definitely we can see the similarity here. Rear lights, the rear light section has little differences, but again we can see why Honda did not like this. The rear cover is the body covering the rear frame and the drive system, and Honda claims even that is same. Handlebar, even the front handlebar with the black hood is exactly the same.
Amit, thanks for that investigation. I think, as you say, Honda definitely has a case over here. And we've also heard about Vespa, the Italian scooter giant, and they also have multiple cases against Chinese companies. It seems they're just copying, taking photographs of foreign product,
just
pushing off to their developers, and then they make some exact looking things. So there's a lot of IP infringement that is going on over here.
So here is another jolt for Hero Electric, Raphae. Look at this photo. This is a popular cargo electric scooter from Hero Electric. Now look at this photo. This is also an electric scooter sold by Jitendra Motors, a Nashik-based company. I'll show you another photo. The same design being used by Sahara Evols. The question is, who's copying who?
That's right, Amit. We really don't know anymore because they've clearly imitation is the purest form of flattery.
Yeah.
And they've copied each other over and over.
Yeah.
And I think these three big OEMs, Hero Electric, Sahara Evols and Jitendra Motors, are importing the CKD from the same Chinese manufacturer.
Yeah, and
So
I think they didn't even realize it.
Exactly.
Or they did it on purpose.
That's possible. So I mean, I can see that they've made some small changes, but essentially it's the same model. What these examples clearly tell us is that Hero is importing the entire body as a CKD from the Chinese company, and they are doing certain things on their own, which is basically the battery pack, the charger, etc. But which is, I think this is a real shame, because Hero Electric is a 10 plus year old electric scooter company, and we really expect more from them.
So Raphae, we have more such cases. You have tested the ePluto 7G, and here is a photo of the ePluto 7G and another OEM called Miracle Scooters based out of Pune, who has the same freaking model. And today there was a launch of a new electric scooter from Ampere Vehicles called Magnus Pro, and this design looks suspiciously similar to Oma Star of Lohia Auto. So more cases of the same design being used by multiple OEMs.
Well, Amit, we know the team of Pure EV quite well, and we did see a photo of the Miracle scooter in this year's Auto Expo.
Right.
So we asked the Pure EV design team, which are based out of an incubator in IIT Hyderabad, and how are they tackling this design menace, that designs are being just copied without any restrictions. And this is what they told us. They said they have a 10-member team doing research and development in IIT Hyderabad, and they use modern softwares like ANSYS, Altair and OpenFOAM to create designs. And for example, in the ePluto 7G, the front nose cone and the body panel are newly designed. The handlebar and fork is redesigned. Seat assembly is redesigned. Under seat cabin is a new design. The chassis, the frame itself is a new design. We are also redesigning LCD screen, they say. And they have filed IP patents for certain of these design features. Pure EV team has been working on electric motorcycles from scratch, and they've created new designs for some major components. The team is planning to deploy a prototype vehicle across 25 key dealer outlets by the end of July. So this is an example of a company which is actually changing its own design and fit and finish to suit the Indian conditions. There's another company, Amit, called NDS Eco, and we had featured some of their scooters earlier on our channel. Right. And this is what Mr. Reddy, the founder of the company, had to say to us about the design work that they have done on their scooters. We at NDS Eco Motors Private Limited had built high-powered products and launched them into the market in 2017. Our commitment towards innovation R&D is serious and had begun way back after the consideration of the first model and the feedback and improvements we got from our customers. But our plan of a new model launch got postponed when the FAME 2 scheme was announced overnight, after which we decided that even though it consumes time, we would bring a 100% made in India product fulfilling the growing requirements of the market. Our upcoming advanced model has been developed right from concept, design, 3D modeling, FEA and RPT by using 3D printing technology, and is given a sporty look with high ground clearance, a spacious boot, safety, ergonomics. It is a suitable product for smart cities with iOS, CAN bus protocol, Bluetooth connectivity, safety aspects, a mobile app, etc. Thus, we are targeting a complete 100% made in India product to be launched into the market with the finest quality, high speed, power, instant torque, range and various advanced specifications and technical features.
But yet, I'm happy to see that, the progressive EV startup companies like the Pure EV and the NDS Eco are actually investing, their time and efforts and money in design teams, to make their models more distinctive and more cool. So, Raphae, back to Hero Electric. What will happen if Hero Electric actually loses the hearing?
Well, Amit, if the court tells them that they can't manufacture the Dash anymore, it's going to be a massive hit for the company.
Yeah.
And they'll have to change their entire stock, which has already been made to look like the Italian company. And this means that this will take a couple of months for them to do whatever changes they make on the body or on the mold. And we hope that they don't trouble their dealers with it, because this is entirely the company's fault.
True. So let this be a lesson for Hero Electric and all scooter companies, that they have to take their designs seriously. And just by getting CKDs from China and putting it in the Indian market won't work anymore. So invest in a design team, create your own designs, and take the intellectual property seriously. So moving on to the second news item, Raphae, we are talking about Energy Efficiency Services Limited. This is an e-mobility project that will be boosting the e-mobility ecosystem in India. And the company aims to set up about 2,000 EV charge stations across India in the fiscal year, and about 300 charge points which are already there right now.
That's right, Amit. And the managing director of EESL, Mr. Saurabh Kumar, has said the following, and I'll read. We have resolved the supply side constraints. Most of the new charging stations will become operational soon. We have exceeded our target of EV charging stations for the financial year 2020. Now we are over 300 charging stations across the country. Our installation plans have not at all slowed down. In fact, this year, financial 2021, we have a target of 2,000 charging stations. Well, this is exciting news indeed, Amit.
Yeah.
And it shows how serious our government really is about electric mobility.
Yes, and Delhi NCR will get 500 stations very soon, and the aim is to actually reach 10,000 charge points.
The main issue, Amit, according to EESL, is land.
Okay.
But this has been solved. They are getting a lot of land for free from municipal corporations and public sector organizations like BSNL, Maha Metro, BHEL, and HPCL.
Right, and we've been also hearing that EESL and REIL have been, are the agencies installing a whole lot of charge points across India. But, where are these, Raphae? Like, I don't see any of them. Is there any website or an app? Is there anywhere I can actually go and look up these electric charge points and go and charge my car there?
Exactly, Amit. It seems these organizations are doing a lot of good work, but they are not at all good at promoting their work.
Probably.
So we did use our contacts and we tried to get the information from these organizations, but there was no answer forthcoming from them. We are trying to list them on our app, and as soon as we get the answer from EESL, we are going to put them on our app.
Yes, so stay tuned and keep looking at our channel, and also check the Recharge India app, and all the information will be updated there soon. So Raphae, we're moving on to our third news item, and it's a very, very strange one. So we all know about Ola Cabs and, the ride-hailing company. And they started very recently a Ola Electric mobility company. And the strange thing actually is that Ola Electric Mobility bought over a Dutch electric scooter company called Etergo. So Ola is known for its Ola cabs and electric cabs, right? But what are they doing in the electric scooter market? Like, why are they buying them? I don't know what Ola Electric is up to.
So Amit, I was looking at the website of the Dutch company, and I was really blown away by the ideas that they have. And the Etergo team has come up with some awesome stuff. The first thing that you notice is the big, huge display, just like our Ather.
Yeah.
And then the battery, they've got a modular battery pack which can do 80 or 160 or even 240 kilometers. You can choose which variant you want. So the design of the battery pack actually blew my mind. You have a curved banana-shaped battery, and it fits right under the floorboard. And the curved battery can be accessed from the cargo hatch. And you can also design, the design is made in such a way that it's very easy to carry. So you could take it off and charge it, removing it from the vehicle. This ensures that you have a lot of space, extra space in the boot as well.
Just to keep stuff, yeah. So Raphae, definitely the curved battery is very unique. But I'm just wondering, the cylindrical lithium cells, how do you actually fit them in this curved battery shape?
That's a valid point, Amit. I mean, if you have curved cells and you have a different shaped enclosure, the kind of banana shape that they've given it, all this means you will need additional wiring and there will be more packaging work. This might be unnecessarily adding complexity to the battery pack, and the cost of the assembly will be much higher compared to making a square battery. So, well, Amit, if Ola Electric wants to compete against the likes of, say, a Bajaj or Chetak and Ather, they will have to reduce costs. And I'm afraid the curved battery design might be one of the first things to go. Right. It might be the first on the chopping block.
So, Raphae, I see that Ola may take certain technologies forward, like the connectivity, the touch screens, the software, the electronics, from the Dutch acquired company. But, I still can't wrap my head around, the whole fact of an Ola electric scooter I'm so used to the Ola cab.
That is true, Amit. But let's take cognizance of the fact that Ola Electric has recently received a large amount of funding, up to the tune of 1725 crores from the Japanese investment firm SoftBank. And this means that they are now cash rich. They have a large amount of funding, which is very unusual, and not many electric vehicle startups have this much amount of funding. So they might be developing their own electric scooter. And they have now access to Etergo's advanced technologies, which might really expedite the work that they are doing. Let's look at a tweet by Mr. Bhavish Agarwal, who is the founder of Ola. And he says the future of electric urban mobility is both electric, stylish, and on two wheels. We'll launch our first electric two-wheeler later this year for the Indian and global consumers. He also says, we look forward to building a suite of personal mobility solutions that are electric and digitally connected by bringing together the best global capabilities in design and engineering. The post-COVID world is an opportunity to accelerate adoption of electric mobility globally. Every year, almost twice the number of two-wheelers are sold across the world versus cars. Electric two-wheelers will emerge as the most preferred mobility paradigm around the world and empower every consumer. So from all this information, Amit, it seems that Ola Cabs and Ola Electric are going to be two separate entities. Ola Electric is going to be an electric vehicle startup, and they are focused on electric scooters, but they might even launch commercial vehicles because they can and they do have the resources to do so.
Also, I liked what he said about the electric two-wheelers. You know, he understands that there is a big scope and there could be a disruption caused in the two-wheeler market. The big ICE and auto OEMs actually are not bothered in getting into electric vehicles anyways. And if you look at the Ola Electric website, it's just a one-pager. I feel that there is something coming. There is like a huge blast.
Ultimately, they are here to cause a disruption in the entire EV ecosystem. We need such large EV-focused companies which have no ICE baggage and no agendas to actually push the Indian EV ecosystem forward. I totally love it. Good luck to Team Ola Electric.
Hyundai is now working on an electric SUV with 300 kilometers range to rival the Nexon EV. One S.S. Kim, managing director at Hyundai, has apparently given information to Gadiwadi that Hyundai will launch another electric car to compete against the Kona. There are no other sources mentioned. Gadiwadi also speculates that the range of this hypothetical electric car will be 300 kilometers. Until we hear confirmation from Hyundai, let's take this news with a pinch of salt. 2021 Maruti 800 electric hatchback imagined with high-tech features. Since when did imagination start to qualify as news? I like to imagine petrol cars vanishing off Indian roads and being replaced with EVs, but no one's contacted me to write an article about it. This is a great example of how websites like Gadiwadi use sensational content to attract eyeballs towards whatever they think is hip or cool at the moment. To offer a reality check, Maruti has opposed EVs for a long time. There is no single authentic source that can confirm that an electric Maruti 800 or any other Maruti car is coming. Until we get said confirmation, we'll have to keep putting up with trash pieces like these. Climate experts call for dangerous Michael Moore film to be taken down. Planet of the Humans, the latest film by acclaimed documentary filmmaker Michael Moore, who has hit home runs with hard-hitting works like Fahrenheit 9/11, is being critically panned by scientists and academia, and rightly so. For example, the film mentions that some solar panels are built to last 10 years, but fails to mention that most solar panel manufacturers offer 25-year warranties. The film denigrates wind power for depending on copper and rare earth minerals, solar power for depending on coal and quartz, and electric power for depending on fossil fuel powered electric grids. While some of his points are indeed valid, a lot of the information in the documentary is either misrepresented to promote Moore's viewpoint or has been debunked already, like the long tailpipe argument about electric cars. Sure, electric cars require energy from coal grids, but they still produce lower emissions over their lifetimes. Also, with an EV, you always have the option to switch to solar energy or any other form of clean energy to charge your car. Can you do that with a petrol car? Mr. Moore is a talented filmmaker, but documentaries like these can only hurt the environment cause at a time when we need to make concerted efforts to reduce emissions and bring down the global temperature. Motobeam says electric motorcycles are unnecessary. This poorly researched opinion piece trashes innovative startups like Ultraviolet that are launching high-power electric motorcycles. In addition to the usual complaints about the range, lithium dependency and coal power, Motobeam points to Hero and TVS and states that they are only launching petrol motorcycles and do not care for electric motorcycles. Obviously, Hero and TVS are not making electric motorcycles because all they care about is the bottom line. If they took the time to make a polished product with good range and good reliability and marketed it well while ensuring a robust customer service experience, they would find buyers just like Tata is with the Nexon EV. But all that would actually require committed effort from the top management downwards. It's just so much easier to sell hundreds of thousands of polluting motorcycles to clueless Indian consumers. Who cares if the world burns so long as the CEOs of these companies are living in golden palaces? Companies like Ultraviolet, Ather and Strom need the EV community's support. Let's rise to the occasion and show websites like Motobeam that you can fool some people some of the time, but not all the people all the time.
Thank you, Abhishek, for the awesome EV gossip. But Raphae, you know what? I'm not too good with this Motobeam article. It was just too hard to read. You know, there was the author visited China and he didn't find any petrol bike. I mean, and you know, there was 100% two-wheelers were in China were electric, and you know, he didn't like that.
I know. I begin to wonder why this is not a good thing, Amit. At least that one morning in China, he enjoyed fresh air.
Exactly.
It might have been fresh Chinese air, but it was fresh air, clean air, no noise pollution, no harrowing sounds of thumping ice vehicles going all around the road. Irritated. So this guy Amit is concerned that he did not hear the awful headache-inducing noise of ice vehicles when he got up in the morning.
So Raphae, you know, just standing near a polluting motorcycle for 5 minutes could make you feel sick, you know, because of the sound they're revving continuously and the smoke.
Exactly, Amit. This is something that we don't hear from the pollution vehicle media. This is the point, that how these ICE companies are making dangerous products which are literally turning our cities into gas chambers.
Correct.
And they are causing massive stress and noise pollution. And sadly, the petrol head media just won't talk about this. But here at Plug-in India, we will always bring it up, because whenever you buy an ICE vehicle, you are giving your money to these irresponsible, socially irresponsible companies who are causing health issues to you, to your family, to India, and they don't care about the country's well-being at all.
So the next time you see an article panning EVs from the pollution vehicle media, I would recommend all of you to look at the hidden agendas and do your own research. Moving on to the EV Twitter world, and the first tweet is by Euler Motors, a tech startup based out of New Delhi, and they are focused on commercial vehicles only. And the tweet says, Euler Motors has raised INR 20 crores as part of its Series A funding. With this round, we aim to accelerate the adoption of commercial EVs in India by creating a full stack ecosystem.
So this is what they say from their website. Inspired by the work done by Tesla, we at Euler Motors committed ourselves to accelerate India's transition to sustainable mobility. Euler aims to become the category leader for cargo transport by driving the electric vehicle revolution in India. We are focusing on first solving the last mile logistics for e-commerce. Now, this is good to see another EV startup, and it's a disruption to the regular ICE EV cargo vehicle makers. Okay. And good luck to Euler Motors. We can't wait to see the commercial EVs in the cargo section coming to India market as soon as possible. Good luck to Euler Motors.
So, Raphae, the second tweet is about Tesla. Yes, we don't talk much about Tesla because they don't care about the Indian market. But yes, we do follow them. And the tweet goes, it's from Tesla Rati, and Tesla China battery supplier CATL opens up about million-mile battery.
That's right, Tesla has been working hard and steadily on its million-mile battery pack, hoping to increase the lifespan of the battery pack itself and other energy products like the Tesla Powerwall. And they hope to achieve 4 to 5,000 cycles per lifespan, which means that it's going to push the life of the battery to more than 10 years. This, and at $150 per kilowatt hour, this is going to make a massive difference. You will basically have a lifetime battery in your car or in your Powerwall product, and that alleviates all the fears, and the entire competition from the ICE segment is completely eliminated. So this is something that we've been eagerly waiting for, we've been eagerly looking forward to.
Yes, Raphae, and Tesla is expected to unveil the finer details on this long-lasting battery at its upcoming Battery Day. And yes, definitely at Plug in India here, we are eagerly waiting for that day, the Battery Day. Moving on to our first story in the I Have the Power section, where we feature your electric vehicle experiences, whether it's a scooter, electric scooter or electric car, whatever you have and you've been driving it for a while and you want to share your experiences, your feedback, please do share your videos and comments and pictures with us, and we will feature it in the I Have the Power section. The first one today, we're talking about Captain Sanjay from Gurgaon, who sent us his MG ZS EV, the red EV, shiny pictures, and we were totally kicked about it. And he sent us a message which goes like this: today I did 100% to 2% SOC on the ZS EV, normal ICE kind of driving, air conditioning on with 2 people at 44 degrees Celsius, which was the outside temperature, and the range achieved was 290 kilometers. Impressive air conditioning, takes a lot of power for air conditioning at these temperatures, and as I said, Gurgaon, Delhi, so we all know how hot it is there.
Yes, Amit, that's really impressive. 290 kilometers at 44 degree heat.
Yeah.
That is really something. And Captain also shared a few pictures of his MG ZS EV dashboard.
Right.
Here they are. And it seems the first picture, it shows this screenshot of the MG ZS EV dash. The range remaining at 100% state of charge is 286 kilometers. Also, Captain said that the range remaining at 100% SOC kept changing. One day he got 286 kilometers and another day he got 290 kilometers in E mode. The range estimation or DTE seems to be changing. There is an intelligent algorithm which is continuously doing the calculations, which is very different from what we used to have in our E2Os. Our E2Os gave us the same number for the same SOC percentage.
290 kilometers is superb and fantastic. This will definitely encourage people to shift from a oil guzzling SUV to buying the MG ZS EV. Like, I would definitely recommend everybody out there who's looking to buy an SUV, switch petrol off and get on to the MG ZS EV is the right choice. Thanks, Captain Sanjay. You are an inspiration to the EV community. You have been driving electric for nearly 18 years, from 2002. So hats off to you. The next story being shared from Vedanshu Lad from Bengaluru. He has sent us some pictures of electric auto, which is a Mahindra e-Trio, actually being used to drop customers. Here are the pictures.
Wow, isn't that great, Amit, to see electric autos in our cities?
Yeah.
And it would be great if all our pollution and noise causing autos were to be replaced by these electric counterparts. Thanks so much for sharing these pictures with us, Vedanshu. They're great ones.
So the next story in the I Have the Power section is from Kamlesh Mundada from Nashik, and he has sent us some awesome pictures of a constable who has been riding a e-bike from Untitled Motors, and his daily ride is about 25 kilometers, which is from his home to a COVID checkup stall where he has to go every day. And here are the pictures of it. Kamlesh also has sent us his own Revolt e-bike pictures.
Yeah. Well, that's very inspiring, Amit.
Yep.
It's wonderful to see the story of someone who's using an electric bike in their daily lives and their daily commutes.
Sure.
Thank you, Kamlesh, for sending those pictures and telling us about the happenings and goings on in Nashik. Hey.
So Pramit Hate from Delhi has sent us the next story, which is a colorful mural painting, and in front of that is a Revolt bike, and it's looking like really nice.
Yeah, that's really eye-catching. Thanks, Pramit, for sending us this photo of the wall, and we are very intrigued to see this. And nearly all the walls in the Lodi Art Colony have been painted, and they have murals on them. And this really adds to that and brings home a message. So
this one was done by Hero Electric.
By Hero Electric. And thanks so much, Pramit, for sharing this and telling us about this wonderful awareness message being spread by Hero Electric.
We have an amazing story of an Okinawa lover and she's from Pune, Malika Sharma. And she says, I am Malika Sharma from Pune and I am your subscriber, which is Plugin India subscriber. And I have owned the Okinawa Praise Pro since February 2020. And I have driven about 1200 kilometers since then. I have written a blog as well as given a review on my YouTube channel. The links are given in the description below.
Well, congratulations, Malika, for sharing such a beautiful blog that you have written and the videos as well. We look forward to updates on your experience. So please come back to us and tell us what's been happening as you go along in your EV journey.
So the next story is coming from Samir, and he lives in Miraj, and he's the owner of the Nexon EV. And he sent us some pictures of his Nexon EV and the charge point that has been set up at his place.
Congratulations, Samir. It seems that Tata Motors is offering a Legrand box along with the car, and this also has an MCB and an RCCB, so that some spikes or dangerous overloads can be avoided. Samir has gone ahead and also installed an electric meter because it's not built into the box, so that he can know how much energy was used to charge his car. It's very nice work. It looks nice and neat, Samir. Guys, Samir actually drove his Tata Nexon EV from Pune to Miraj,
which is about 250
kilometers on his first drive. And it seems he sent us an image of his dashboard, and it shows 16% SOC at 168 kilometers, which means that on a full charge it would probably go from 200 to 210 kilometers, and at highway speeds, and maybe with more practice Samir could get more kilometers out of it.
So Samir has also sent us some more photos of the range estimation by Nexon EV at about 100% SOC. And consider this, that 100% SOC, it is showing currently 168 kilometers, which seems very, very low. But then as he drives, the estimation of the range remaining increases to 217 kilometers. Look at these pictures. After a few days, some efficient drives, the DTA now shows 250 kilometers at 100% SOC. Again, this is different to our E20. We checked with Tata Motors and this is what they said. The DTA is calculated based on earlier driving patterns and loads on vehicles. If earlier driving patterns are very aggressive, then it will show less at 100% and auto-correct it when you start driving.
Okay, so the range estimation on the Nexon EV seems to be intelligent, which is unlike our E20s. The Nexon seems to have a different algorithm which is intelligent and which seems to take into account previous drives. So it automatically updates the DTE based on the drives that the car has done. This is really very interesting. It's a dynamic algorithm. So thank you so much, Samir, for sharing these pictures with us and with the EV community. Congratulations once again on the purchase of the beautiful Tata Nexon EV.
So Pramit Hate from Delhi has sent us some more photos, and this time it's very interesting that he has sent us pictures of a Delhi Revolt electric bike group which did a little trip to the Death Valley in Faridabad.
Wow, Amit, I never knew we had a Death Valley in India. Well, we know about California's famous Death Valley.
Yes.
And the photos really look spectacular. Thanks, guys. Congratulations to the Revolt gang. You guys will inspire thousands of other Indians to take up electric vehicles, and electric vehicles can have such great rallies and go to places and do amazing things with.
Yes, and so if you have a story out there about your EV vehicle experience, it could be electric scooter, it could be electric car, send us your photos and videos to the I Have the Power section and we will feature you in our show. So moving on to the community charge point watch, where we feature your community charging point that you have set up, or if there is one that you know is around you, and you can go ahead and also register these charge points on the Recharge India app. And the first one featuring today is from this person from a store called Viagam Organic Store, which has set up a 15 ampere socket for EV charging. Which is open 7 days a week, and it will also only cost you ₹50 per hour of charging, but recommended to call and then go and charge your vehicle there.
Right. Thanks, Shivan from Viagam Organic Store for setting up Coimbator's first community charge point.
The next charge point is a business which is based in Miraj in south of Maharashtra by Suraj Fuel Injection, who has registered charge points for 2, 3 and 4 wheelers. They offer it all for all 7 days a week. It will cost you ₹20 per unit if you have a 4 wheeler that you're charging there, or per hour it will be ₹20 for a 2 wheel or a 3 wheeler.
Yes, and this just goes to show, Amit, how enthusiastic the EV community really is.
Yep.
Mr. Samir recently got a Tata Nexon EV, and he's so enthusiastic about it. He's created a charge point at his business, and he shared it with the rest of the community. And that's how the community grows, like by sharing these resources and making it easier for the EV adoption to happen.
Right. So if you have a business that you would like to register with the Plug in India show or
the
Recharge India app, you can go ahead and do so by sending us an email or even registering it yourself on the Recharge India app.
Alright guys, so just as an update, we've been doing a new feature called Let's Chat, on which we've been featuring industry leaders, people, OEMs and people who do EVSEs and electric vehicles also. And if you have somebody in your contacts list or somebody who you'd like us to feature, please do write to us, send us an email, drop us a line, and we'll try and feature that person on the next Let's Chat session.
Right, and thank you for supporting Plug in India and the show, and thank you for being a Patreon and a YouTube supporter. We are happy to have you here.
Exactly.
So please give us your suggestions and comments. If you have found anything interesting or you would like to highlight for our next Plug in India show, do let us know. So ice out and
EV in.